I'm ready. Oh my god.
So a couple of days ago, I saw these wooden cat beds on the internet, and I just thought, these are really cool looking, and I know the perfect person that would love one of these as a gift for the holidays. So that's what we're doing today. We are going to make a wooden enclosed cat bed, and come along for the journey. In an effort to clean up my shop a bit, I wanted to make this project exclusively out of materials I already had lying around. First, I came up with the dimensions and cut everything down to size on my table saw. Then I marked each side so I could keep track of the different dimensions. Using a simple method of anchoring the center of a scrap strip, I can get a nice clean round shape for the opening of the cat bed. I have this terrible jigsaw, which is frankly very difficult to get a clean cut with, but for now, I can make do with the tools I have and will clean the line up with sanding. So, this is my just dry fit assembly, and you're probably thinking what I'm thinking, which is that this just looks like a ugly wooden box. And you're not wrong. I want to see if I can make this box more interesting visually, because the practical nature of it is kind of what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make a new shape. So I want to see if I can turn this box into something that is a bit of a piece of art. I try to use my pocket jig whenever I can, because I really like the strength it provides, and I love that I don't have to have any visible hardware. It's a damn fine system, and it makes my projects a lot easier to put together. The assembly is pretty straightforward. Just line everything up with some clamps, glue the edges, and screw it all together. I then route all of the edges and make the piece look smooth and clean, which brings everything together. Then, one more pass of sanding on all the surfaces. Finally, I used leftover plywood scraps to make the legs. I wanted a simple mid-century look for the legs to help this boxy shape not look so boring. I could have purchased legs for about $20, which would have been smart and saved a lot of time. However, I have so many scraps, it just made more sense to me to try and use what I had on hand. I pre-drilled holes for the screws, and then using my hand drill, made larger holes for dowel inserts. This allows me to provide some strength, as well as making my life easier when it comes to aligning the placement of the legs. As is often the case with any project, it looks like a pile of messy nonsense until you assemble everything together, and it finally looks like the thing you were trying to make. Even unfinished, I think this piece looks pretty nice like this. But it's about to look even more beautiful as I begin the next process of design. I borrowed my friend's projector so I could try this experiment out. I wanted to see if I could stain the wood with black ink and add some silhouette images from Lotte Reiniger's Fabrication to this piece. If you're not familiar with Lotte Reiniger, please take a minute to look her up. Her film, The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, is the oldest surviving animated feature film, which came out a whopping 9 years before Walt Disney's Snow White. She then went on to make dozens of short films, all utilizing silhouette puppets on glass, one of which is the lovely Fabrication, of which these designs are from. I wasn't sure this process would work, but as soon as I saw the ink on the wood, I knew it was going to change how I thought about my custom furniture forever. I learned that I had to use 3 different brush sizes as well as the types of ink. For the fine detail and line work, I had to start with a waterproof Faber-Castell pen because it wouldn't bleed into the wood. This gave me a clean line to start with, which I then would fill with 3 different sizes of Sharpie ink. To say that Lotte Reiniger's work has had an impact on me as an artist would be an understatement. I had never seen such stunning images move the way she moves them, and soon after I discovered her work, I began making my own silhouette films, which not only fed my hunger to get into puppetry, but also introduced me to stop-motion animation. The films I made because of Lotte Reiniger gave me a career and have influenced how I found my own artistic voice. Silhouettes can somehow be so detailed that it gives you the whole story while at the same time allowing the audience to fill the gap with their imagination. I love working with silhouettes, and adding them to my custom furniture elevates the piece in a way that I am not yet experienced enough to do as a woodworker alone. Even though I make my own silhouette images, I wanted to pay tribute to Lotte Reiniger here with this piece, and maybe even get a few of you to look her up. In the future, I would love to find a faster way of doing this, but for now, I like the handmade look and feel. Maybe someday I can afford a laser and do this as fast as you're watching it now. Next, I go around the entire piece and connect the scenes visually. On top, I added a decorative fleur-de-lis that I quickly designed in Photoshop to tie the whole piece together. The second to last thing to do is to stain the piece with Gunsmoke Brown to achieve a slightly warmer feel for the whole piece. I gently rub the stain into the wood using a rag, and you can see how much this changes the piece and makes the silhouettes feel more natural to the design. Once the stain was dry, I took the piece outside of my shop to add 3 layers of armor seal. This will seal the piece and protect the wood for a very long time. Finally, I covered it with a sheet and gave it to my sister for the holidays.
Oh my god. Oh my god, how pretty.
Are you seeing this other side?
No, I'm only seeing this side. Oh, what? Oh, it's
Cool.
beautiful. Oh, thank you. It's beautiful. I love it.
And just a few hours later, my sister texted me pictures of their cat Cora enjoying their new side table and cat bed. I had a feeling she would like a secret little hideaway inspired by Lotte Reiniger's Papageno. Cora has always appreciated the works of Mozart. If you would like to own a cat bed like this, or a similar custom piece of furniture, you can place a custom order on my website. Follow the link in the description and you can have this exact piece, or I can make a completely custom one just for you, with unique and personal silhouettes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my others, like, and subscribe.